My dad died when I was 12. As you can imagine, that has a tremendous effect on a young boy, and I was the oldest in my family, and I felt this burden to take pressure off, or to try and be strong. And my decision at that time was that I was going to be the strong one. I was going to be the support. I was going to be strong for my siblings, my brothers and sister, my mom. And in doing that, I began to disconnect emotionally. And throughout my life from that point, I battled emotionally to connect. And, I struggled, I battle to cry. I can't feel emotion, and I battle with emotion, meaning that if somebody is emotional with me, I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know how to express emotions. And this is a common thing that happens to a lot of men. And the cause might differ, but the reality is that many men battle to connect emotionally, they battle to express their emotion and to feel something. And so what happened was, after many years of having no emotion, no connection, and ultimately having no relationship with God as my father, because my relationship with my earthly father was severed. So now my relationship with God was never as father. It was always as he's the creator of the heavens and the earth. And it was a distant concept of God and a distant relationship with God. Nothing intimate, nothing personal. I didn't have a relationship with God as a personal God. I didn't feel or believe that he was personally interested in me, that he was a father, and I never had that expression of a father. And it's true that the revelation that you have of God is how you will experience him. So I remember being in a service, and the preacher was preaching on the father heart of God, that he's Abba Father, that we can cry out to him as our Father. And I remember in the atmosphere, in the presence of God, suddenly something began to break in my life, and I began weeping, which is, as I just mentioned, something that is a foreign concept to me. And I was just crying in the presence of God as I was encountering the Father. I was encountering my Father, and something broke in me, and my relationship with God shifted. But even in that, I still battled to feel emotion. I still battled to connect emotionally. And what I would do is, many times I would feel that I in order to express appreciation or gratitude, because I can't be emotional, because I can't speak the words or express my feelings, what I would do is I would compensate in work, and I would try and, if I can work hard, if I can do being in ministry, if I can work hard towards the ministry, towards God, I would be showing my appreciation. I would be showing my gratitude for what God has done in my life, and for those around me and what they've done in my life. So in doing that, I would disconnect from my family, and I would isolate myself from my family. But what was actually happening is I was feeling like there was a debt that was owed, or that I had to perform, and I was living out of a performance mindset, where for me to be valued or to show worth for what God has done for me or what people have done to me, I have to perform. And so I was in this performance mindset. And actually a few weeks ago I had a breakthrough with this, and I never knew that this was my reality. I never knew that this is what I was doing, and that the effect that it would have on my family, until a few weeks ago. The pastors were just discussing some things, and the presence of God was so strong there, and I realized this reality, and I began to get some healing in this area, where I can realize that God accepts me, he loves me, and that it's not about performance, it's not about what I do. His grace is sufficient for me, he's there for me, and I give my life fully to him, but I don't have to perform or try and prove myself for his acceptance. He loves me. And I want to just encourage anyone watching this that God cares about you. He's your Father, and it's something that you can have a revelation of God as your Father and experience a much deeper, personal, intimate relationship with him through his Holy Spirit. And it is available for every one of us as believers.